What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another business breakthrough. Today, I'm sitting down again, session number 2 with Ryan from Ryeonic Painting. The first session, we talked about getting quality help. We talked about niching down, making it easy on the guys. This was a recap, really just kind of hammering the same points that we talked about, getting quality help and keeping quality help. So it's not so much about recruiting people, it's keeping them around. And we talk about a lot in this episode that I think is going to resonate with a lot of you. So please dive in, take notes if you have to, listen to it twice, do what you got to do to hammer in this information. A great breakthrough session with Ryan from Ryeonic Painting starts now. The big question you need to ask yourself every day is, do I own a job or do I own a business? And unfortunately, the majority of contractors out there own a job. That's right, they're a slave to their own business. But the other side of the fence is so much greener, it's so much better, and that's when you're finally fully in control of your destiny, your freedom, your time. And that's what Contractor Secrets is about. It's about taking back our time, building a business with systems, standards, values, procedures, putting yourself in the driver's seat. And that's what it's about. So I'm excited. I'm happy to have you here. Let's dive into the Contractor Secrets podcast. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Contractor Secrets podcast business breakthrough. I'm here with Ryan Jones with Ryeonic Painting, back again, talking people. Just told me he lost faith in humanity. What's going on, bro?
I'm starting to. It's just the applicants are it's a mess. All the applicants, yeah. Like our first round when we talked before, I used your ad that you sent me for Indeed. 46 applicants.
Love it.
I think 10 of them actually did the questionnaire that you gave me.
Right.
Of the 10, I was only getting responses from 5 people. So I did 3 interviews with the 5 people. I got 2 phone interviews and a Zoom.
Yep.
And I got 1 person to show up.
Wow.
To the working interview.
Did you post on Craigslist too?
No, I did Craigslist a few years back, and I got a bunch of like crank calls.
Well, remember, I'm saying like with that ad that we did, got to get that on Craigslist, man. I would say 6.
I thought you said you put it on Indeed.
I do both. You know, it's kind of like if you were buying leads. Like I buy them from Home Advisor. I'll spend money on Facebook. I don't care. I'll boost the post. I'll do Instagram. It doesn't matter. I just want to get my name out there. So like, if you think about it, that's what you're doing. You're just advertising your business. You're posting hiring, but you're advertising Ryeonic Painting as a place for somebody to work. If the good quality applicant can't find you when they want to find a job, then you're not gonna get the good quality applicant. So Indeed, just to give you an idea, like each of them have a different MO, right? Like Indeed, dude, and I suggest like take a second, create an Indeed account and actually apply for a job just to see how easy it is, where you literally just click a button and hit send resume. So it's not like they're like, oh wow, like house painting job with Ryeonic Painting. Like they're like, yeah. They're like, they need a job, so they're just shooting shotgun shells trying to get, to get a hit.
Any job.
Yeah. So with
the stimulus check has ruined it too. I think I had 2 people quit because they had a bunch of kids. Okay. And they got like, a $10,000 stimulus check and they just bailed.
Yeah. I mean, wrong applicant. I'll tell you this though. I'll tell you this. Craigslist is going to provide you with people that are more higher intent on your specific like job type, because they have to go to Craigslist, then they got to go to skilled trade craft, then they got to look and see what the job is. And you're going to get way better. I mean, I've gotten 3 out of, like, I'd say about, like, if I had to say 10, 2 to 3 out of 10, I get off of Indeed. 8 I get off of Craigslist.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay. Yeah. And that's going to be, so before you lose faith in humanity, that's what you need to do. You and I talked though last time, this is our second breakthrough, about niching down. Tell me how that's went for you. Have you decided to scale back on some of the job types that you were taking?
Yep. I've all but eliminated my exterior side of things.
Okay.
I never was into doing exterior work. But like I've heard you say it before, learn how to say no. I wouldn't say no. People
Gotcha.
would call me for a quote and I'd be exterior. It doesn't matter.
So you
So
don't do, so you're not doing exteriors, you're only doing exteriors.
no, I'm canceling them. I have 3 or 4 lined up already for this
Okay.
spring, and I'm going to call them and tell them I'm not insured to
So
paint up.
right now, you say you're not insured for it?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to tell. I don't know. That might be true. I haven't checked with my work
Yeah,
insurance.
just say you had to make a change or something, whatever you got to do to get out of it. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the reality. Question: what's the business look like right now, man? Who's working with you? Is it just you again by yourself?
No, the one guy that showed up from Indeed
He's
is
still
amazing, but
see,
he doesn't. Here's my hang up. I need to train him because he knows he's never picked up a paint
but the guy shows up every day,
early every day.
early, excited to
He's
work with
very
you.
mature
Yeah.
for a 20-year-old. But the problem is I have to do all the painting, so it's hard for
So
me to sit and train him one-on-one
so
because I'm
when
the
you
only one
say that
working.
you got to do all the painting, what
Mhm.
does he do?
Oh, prep stuff,
Okay.
throw drops, pickup drops.
Okay.
He's tape trim.
So
He does
cool.
paint doors.
Let's go somewhere with this, because right now, if we're looking, first you got to have a goal of like what the ideal team looks like for you.
Sure.
Okay. And if in the beginning, bro, just knowing you from the little bit of time that we talk, you're a project manager. You want to be on the job. I know that for a fact. Like just for to oversee at the very least.
Mhm.
You don't just got to remove yourself from the game. It's going to take a while for you. It might take about a year for you to find somebody that does it the way you want to do it and trust them. This isn't a race, by the way. Most
Right.
businesses fail within 3 years. Don't worry. Like if you say in 10 years you'll be completely free from doing anything, your teams are going to be running yourself, you'd be happy. I think I can cut that down to 3 if you just stick to the process. But I'll say
Right.
this: you're looking at a lighthouse. You got to find out what the ideal team is for you. Is it 2 guys? Because right now you're looking at what it looks like to do work with 2 guys. Is that ideal? Is that optimized? Probably not, because you're heavy handed right now and you have a helper, which makes it way better than working by yourself. Plus you have somebody to talk to so you don't go psychologically insane every day. Maybe you just listen to my podcast. That'll get you through the days.
I've listened to several. Yeah.
Thank you, bro. So 3 guys, the dynamics a little bit different. So as you're assuming the role, because right now you're doing 2 things. You're an employee of your
Mhm.
business and you're the business owner. So as you're assuming the role, remember to just take a moment to think about what it's like to be in that role and what the dynamic looks like, right? So I want to kind of paint a picture for you real quick. You're the business owner and you're an employee, but I'm going to talk to you as the employee. When you have one guy helping you, you value your job a little bit more. You have somebody holding you accountable. You know that you have to kind of oversee. That gives you a sense of pride in what you're doing.
Sure.
That's really all those things that I'm mentioning are very, very important if you're talking about keeping an employee for longevity. Okay. Now, the next step is, let's say you bring in somebody that can cut with a brush, that has, I'd say, average level skill, willing to learn, but doesn't need that much training as your 20-year-old helper who you look at him and you're like, it's going to take him a while, right?
Yeah, it
No
is.
problem. He's valuable for a couple of different roles in the painting business, prepping and rolling. He should be rolling everything. Is he rolling for you?
I had him on a ceiling. It
Not a
was,
ceiling. You're not going to give him. I'm talking about walls.
yeah. Well, I posted it on Instagram. I had the guy that was working for me that was a painter. I wanted him to train the new guy because it would make them both better.
Right.
So I was watching him, and he did roll a little bit. I haven't given him a whole thing yet, but
When's the next job? Are you guys currently working on something now?
I had the job. Side story, canceled this week. They sold the house before I could
Okay.
start.
So
Like
what?
the rental.
So what is? So you have nothing lined up for this week?
Yeah, I do Wednesday, and then on Monday I'm starting another giant project.
Okay. How are you like communicating with the kid that's working with you, like about these changes? Because he's not making any money today, is he?
No, we talk all the time. I text him.
Is he making any money right now?
No, I mean
Okay.
today, yesterday, or what's today? Tuesday?
What are you paying him per hour?
15.
15?
Mhm.
Can I be honest with you?
That's too much.
No.
Oh,
I want to be honest in a different way about changing, like just just something I want to help you with, because if is your goal to be free from your business? I just want to know what the main goal is. Do you want to be free? Do you want to have an optimized business that
I would like
runs
to
very
have
well?
more freedom because
More
I'm
free.
doing so much. Yeah.
So the there's a key to freedom in our industry. The key is the people that we hire. That's the key. Because right now I'm sitting here talking to you, enjoying my life. I look over there, got my daughter playing in a playpen. I've never missed a laugh, a walk, a fart, nothing. I don't miss nothing. Okay. That to me is what my value is about being here for my family. So I built my business around what my main goal is. Okay. With that being said, okay, I'm able to do this because of how I invest in people, because the people are out there representing me and my values, because I take care of them. Mm-hmm. Nobody's stupid. They're not going to take care of somebody who doesn't take care of them. So you got a guy right now that is committed to Ryeonic painting. This guy wakes up every day, goes to your business and your brand. And right now, this guy isn't making any money because of your inability, just being honest, inability to optimize your schedule. And that's not because somebody canceled.
I was out of my control. I think you take a low blow there. But I didn't play. I've been scheduled out for 90 days since last July.
Okay. You have 90 days worth of work, but let me just give you an example how I treat it.
When somebody cancels on a Friday, they canceled the job on me on Friday. So yeah, I've been scrambling all weekend to fill this week up. I don't intentionally have guys sitting at home.
Understood.
I think about that all the time too. I want them to work.
That's why I said, can I be honest with you? Because I want to get you past this. You can keep guys in your business, bro. Okay.
Yeah, but they're not leaving. They're not leaving because jobs are canceling and I don't have work. I'm talking
about, it doesn't happen often, but I'm talking about a perspective of investing in people.
And this has never happened in 10 years.
Okay. But it's happening now. And I'm saying this because you got to keep good people. And my thing is, bro, just hear me for 1 second. I'm just making a point. The idea should be you should pay him no matter what, whether he's working or not, knowing that you're going to have the work. Because the reality of the situation is, if this was a heavy hitter, if this wasn't just a helper, the mindset has to be the same. If somebody cancels on you and you have a heavy hitter who can spray, who can roll and run your job, and you're out of work for 4 days, if he's not making money for 4 days, what is he thinking?
Right.
The confidence in your ability to find work for him is dropping. But if you go to this guy and say, hey, listen, man, I'm going to cover you for this week.
Right.
I'm just saying I've done that. I'm not saying that sometimes it does happen.
Out of the question. That's not out of the question.
Ryan, sometimes it does happen where you can't fill the schedule, bro. I get it. And it's happened to me, and I'm stressing all week to try to get somebody and nothing works. The colors aren't chosen. The timing isn't right, all this stuff. But remember, if our goal is freedom, we can't do it without the people. We don't want them to leave. We don't want them to have doubt in our ability to make sure they can feed their families. And I'm saying that this kid is a good guy, dude. He could be a good painter. He just needs a while.
Oh, I know he is. I know he's going to be.
Just needs a while. You don't want this guy to leave. You need to. Now, here's the thing. This is the secret. When you're hiring, and I told you to set a structure of what you're looking for. If we need a guy, we know exactly what we need now. We need a painter. We need a painter. We need somebody that can cut. We need somebody that knows the aspect of painting. If this guy... Let me just, I know it's going to be tricky, but Craigslist, I have faith in, and I'm going to help you with that, is to get that guy. But listen, when you bring that guy in, if your helper that you have right now isn't there anymore, it's just back to you and this other guy. And it creates that me and you thing. But if you bring this guy in and he immediately comes in as a leader of the helper, that creates a little bit more of a reason to get excited about work and stick around. You did that. You had it and you did it. It was just the wrong guy. And that happens.
Seems to be the wrong guy every time so far.
I'm just saying that let's look at Craigslist. But going back to our point here, man, I'm just saying, and it's up to you how you do this. I'm just saying, if I'm a $15 per hour person, you have work for me Wednesday. Is it Wednesday through Friday or is it just Wednesday?
Yeah. Yep.
Wednesday through Friday. Okay.
Yep.
It's worth the investment to pay him for Monday and Tuesday. It's not, I mean, you're going to make that up in your profit.
I didn't think about it, but yeah, I mean, they get a lot of, I've gotten a lot of ideas for incentives and stuff, and I've been giving them all kinds of extra things like Starbucks gift cards.
Love it.
Yeah. So, I mean, the guy that quit, I gave him, oh my God, I don't even want to think about it.
I know. And that sucks because I'm the same way. I'm a giver, but your first responsibility is to make sure in the beginning that your guys are secure in their wages so they can pay their bills and feel stable. That's it. Because those incentives
for these 2 days.
Yeah, it's a good move. Just you're thinking, how can I keep my guys? 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 Think of that as your only thing. If you don't have work, take the blow as a business owner, because that's happened to me. I've paid my guys without them working because of miscommunication with a customer. And I'm doing everything I can, but everything falls on my shoulders. I'm the business owner. So
Right.
it's about keeping your guys, bro. And I think it's more valuable than just keeping him, but having him. So when you hire the other guy, there's somebody there. You got to keep that kid there. And then when you get the painter, they can work together. So let's talk Craigslist, because I kind of want to show you again real quick, like why that's so valuable. You have my post, you have the form. Again, how did the form work for you? When you read through that form, and me and you went over a couple things. We went over some questions that we looked at, like what is important to you, or what did you learn?
Yeah.
Tell me some feedback on some of the things that you read on those forms that derailed you or made you excited about calling somebody.
I didn't lose interest in people based on what they filled out on the questionnaire. It was during interviews.
Okay.
Like
How did the interviews go? Tell me about some interviews. Were they just phone or Zoom? How did you do them?
I did both. I started with the phone, and then if that was good and I felt a connection, then I'd say, hey, let's do a Zoom. So I did, like I said, I only did like 5 of those, and like half of the people that filled out that form wouldn't respond to me. Like, hey, I got your form. Can we do
how did you reach out to them after they fill out the form? Did you email, text?
Direct email or text, because their phone number was on there, and nobody would respond. And some people, I mean, they were just wishy-washy. They would respond to my text and then ghost me for a week.
Okay.
And like, hey,
this is just so you know, this is what state are you? What state are you?
Michigan.
This is the standard of the labor pool, just so you know. And like the whole purpose of this, it's sad. It sucks because you're a great business owner. You want to pay well. You have a good, you know, and it's like why fill out and that happened to me too. I needed employees. Yeah, I went through the same thing. They didn't answer. Like they'd fill out the application, they'd fill out the form. I email and text and call. They don't answer the phone, God forbid. Like nobody doesn't have their phone on in their you know, attached to their hip.
Yeah, it's
you know,
crazy.
so it's
I had a guy fill out 2 forms and wouldn't. He filled it out twice, and I'm like, hey, I got both your forms. Do you want to do an interview? Nothing, no response.
Yeah. So frame it. I'm just gonna say, like, you know, the framing of the thing, like when I get a form, I'm sending an email. I like the text. I think that's a little more efficient because whatever, if they get it lost in email, but I'm typing out a really nice little blurb. It doesn't just say, hey, are you interested? It's, hey, thank you for applying for this position. We've reviewed your application and we're interested in taking the next steps. Please let me know some available dates and times for our interview.
It's exactly, almost word for word.
Love it. Okay. My thing is this: there's 2 types of employees that we want. Number one, and you're at a point now where you can't waste your time with anything less than a great applicant. Okay. Number one, what do we want? We want somebody that's moving into town, that came from a job that needs a job. Okay. And that's number one. Number 2, we want somebody that's working for somebody else that feels devalued or underpaid and wants to level up. When I say level up, think about it. If you were an employee and you left a job, naturally, do you want to be at the same level as you were before? So for me and my business, you know what I do? Whenever somebody tells me what they're getting paid, and I throw it at them on the spot, so I know that they're telling me the truth, and they usually do. I mean, I know for a fact, and chances are they know that we'll call the reference if they lie.
Yeah.
I always raise it $1. To me, like, it doesn't matter what it is. I hope nobody's listening to this, but it's just something.
No,
it's
that's
just something
very
that
good. Yeah, no, I like it.
I always raise it $1 because no matter what, even though they're doing the same job type, even though they're doing the same task, even though I tout my company as a level up in itself, just because I know that there's nobody else that cares as much as I do about my employees, I raise it $1 just so they hold on to it just a little bit more because they know it's a step up. So when you get somebody that you got to pay attention to that, when you get somebody that's moving from another job, ask that question. What were they paying you? Think about it before you just shoot it out. If it's something that you can manage.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guess what? If you actually make it through our hiring process, I'll do you one better. I'll raise you $1 from that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good.
You know what I'm saying? Just because, like, remember, these are investments. We're just thinking that investment mentality is you're investing in these people to free you. That's it. You get 4 solid guys on a job that you don't have to babysit. You're going to just call me just to say hello.
Oh,
you're going to just call me just to say,
I'll send you a gift basket.
I appreciate that. We like charcuterie boards. You send the cheese.
Shark. Oh, cheese and
I'm
crackers.
just I'm just playing. But listen, like that's my passion, bro. That's why I get on this freaking mic and I sit here and I talk to people for free and I send out these podcasts and I put out these videos is because I had an epiphany. I'm like, holy smokes, dude. If I get this team to do what they do and I don't have to babysit them, this
Yeah.
life is sweet, bro.
Yeah.
All I got to do is call the customer. They're always happy. All I got to do is call my guys, make sure they're good, pay them well, and I have complete freedom. I used to work like nonstop, 9 to 5, work for people. I hustled. And I'm like, man, this is crazy. I don't want to live this life. And I'm a business owner now. And I remember what it's like to be in your position, bro, where you're working every day, where you're your guys aren't showing up. I was there and I'm like, I have to fix it. So my hiring process fixed it for me. And that's why I'm here. So Craigslist is going to be huge. When you get that applicant, my thing is this with Craigslist, okay? You want to have an ad out every day, bro. I mean, Craigslist will keep your ad up. If you spend $20, it'll keep it up for like a week. You should do that every week. Invest $20 a week in keeping that ad up. Why? Because you never know when that employee, usually happens on Monday, by the way, or Friday. Mondays and Fridays are when, people have that thought. Friday is when they get their paycheck and they're like, holy smokes, I just busted my butt and I'm tired of making nothing. Let me go on Craigslist and look. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Monday is when they go into work and then maybe their boss gives them like this crazy task to do on Monday because they're behind from the week before. And then they're like, this is crazy. I can't do this anymore. So what do? Go to Craigslist. And if your ad isn't there every day,
they're not seeing it.
They're not seeing you.
Yep.
So
yeah, I didn't even try Craigslist. Didn't even think about it. Might have told me, but
yeah, I mentioned it because I had to, because that's my bread and butter. But Indeed is like the big one. But Indeed, right? Like I like Indeed for what it does. I think they're more professional services, like management. Like we're talking trades. We're talking like gritty.
Yeah.
Craigslist is gritty. Have you been there? Craigslist hasn't
not
updated
in a long time, man.
Well, don't worry. You didn't miss anything, bro. It looks exactly the same.
I remember it though. But
Craigslist, Craigslist
the
is
last time I
gritty.
did that, it was right away. People were calling me and like masking their voice.
Dude, don't put
me out.
Remember, that's what that form does. It's our big filter. Don't put your phone number. Don't put anything. You drop the link to the form. And what's cool about Craigslist is when they read the ad, the link actually shows up as a link so they can click it. And instead of Indeed, the reason why you didn't get a lot of people to fill out that form is because it doesn't create a link. People on Indeed don't want them to leave Indeed. So they have to copy it, paste it into their browser, and who knows what happens there. So that's why
that got crazy, because I was actually directly sending it to some of them.
Yeah, and you're like texting it. It's exactly. But Craigslist
you put it right on there.
You can put it right on there, and then when they read it, they have to click it.
Okay.
So you're gonna get more forms to be filled out. I want you to try it like today, and then get back to me Tuesday, and I guarantee you're going to get applicants. I'd love for you to be like, hey, can we jump on real quick and review these applicants? I just like to see what you're getting if you want, and I'll give you some input. But remember what you're looking for when you're making this hire. Looking at the structure right now, bro, you're the A in your company. I call that like the ace, the person underneath you is the B. That's the person that can do everything but fine finish spraying, really, in the painting business.
Right.
Cut, roll, and knows the scope of work. This person that you're hiring, when you're giving them an interview, you should be thinking one thing. Can this person replace me? Because if not, it's a waste of time. Because you're going to be investing in little things that you, like by default, if I spend enough time with you, I know you're going to start sharing to me how to treat the customer, how to do this. You're going to be investing these things that you're trying to teach me. So if your mindset is this guy going to eventually replace me? You're not going to be as confident in sharing these things, and you're going to keep them to yourself, and your company can't grow. Right. So when you're giving that interview, all you should be thinking about is, if I'm a customer, how's this person coming across to me? Can I trust this person? Is this person going to be the person that has the key to my Ferrari that I'm handing over?
Right.
Like, you got to think that way. And it might take 20 forms to be filled out for you to find this person, but at least you know what you're looking for now, because you have the helper. And then once you get this guy, then you find another helper. Now you got a team of 4 between all 4 of you. And then you're booming from there. I mean, you're only 2 hires away, bro, from freedom, really, in my personal opinion.
Yeah,
just
I see it.
2 people.
And it was great with the kid that quit. I think it was last week. It was great.
It was great.
Nick.
Why did he quit? What did he like? Did you fire him or did he
Said he
quit?
wanted to spend more time. No, he quit. He came in Monday morning and was like, "Hey, my baby's sick, so I got to go home and watch the other kids while my wife takes him to the emergency room." And then he ghosted me all day, and I was texting him, "Hey, is everybody all right? Let me know what's going on." And then he texted me, "Hey, sorry, man, I need to spend more time with my family." He was getting a $10,000 stimulus check. That's what happened. 100% no, that's what happened. Because he kept saying, "Oh, I got some money saved up, so I don't have to work." I'm like,
Ah,
and you see the car that he was
rich,
driving?
he's gonna need to work soon.
Oh, I'm never talking to that
Nah,
kid again.
nah, you
I
can't.
gave him so much. I bought him a bottle of wine one Friday because he said he started drinking wine. I'm like, "Hey, have you tried this wine?" So I gave him that. I gave him Starbucks gift cards. I gave him all kinds of stuff, dude, just to keep him motivated and keep him interested. And
Nothing wrong with that.
yeah, and he just bailed on me. It was hard when he left. It was hard.
Yeah. Well, I
I was in
mean,
the middle of a huge house. Again,
dude, and I know that could be rough. It really can. It can be rough because you invested this time. But my thing is that, let's try a different approach with Craigslist.
yep.
Again, where? Let me ask you this: was that guy unemployed when you hired him?
No, he was at a factory.
Factory. Okay.
Yeah, he was not from Indeed. He was like a referral from
Referral.
somebody else.
Okay.
He,
So
a guy
again,
that came in, it was like, "Hey, I know another guy."
yeah.
But
Barrier. Let me ask you this: when and I got to know this so we can fix it in the future, just so we could try to avoid this from happening. The referral, was it from was it from a friend or a business?
Indeed. Okay, so I hired a guy, came in for a working interview off Indeed. Told me he was a painter. I said, "Okay, here's the room. Here's the paint." He swore, "I paint houses all the time by myself." I'm like, "Okay." It was awful,
Okay.
awful. And I was like, "Man, I can't. I mean, I'd love to
So
bring
you
you
did a
on, but
working interview with him, right?
yeah." And I said, "I'd love to bring you on board, but I can't pay you a painter scale until you learn how to paint." And he was like, "Oh, I know how to paint." We got into it. And I'm like, "Look, dude, it's either this much an hour or no job. Which one do you want?" And he left
Okay.
because he wanted, $19-20 an hour, and he was not good at all.
Wasn't there? Okay.
But while he was there, he was telling me, "I got another guy who I've painted with before, but he's working at a factory, blah, 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 blah." That guy bailed. The other guy called me, his friend, and I was like, "Yeah, let's try it." He came on. He was fantastic. Worked like a dog. He could paint. Scared of ladders, which is
So
a
can I
problem.
ask you? Can I ask you a question? Like in terms of his skill, I got that. Let me just ask you a question. When you met him, did you do a phone interview?
No, because
Okay.
I was desperate. And
Okay.
I brought back the girl that I fired in December out of desperation, and
Yeah.
she quit
Yeah. So
after 2 weeks.
So we know now that desperation hiring is gonna derail you. Because
Yeah,
my thing is that what's easy, and this is something that I teach, is what's easy to attain is going to be easy to let go. Right. So if it's
sure.
easy for me to work, he didn't even try. He didn't even have to try. He got a phone call. Oh, cool. You want me to work for you? All right,
Yeah.
cool. He didn't earn it. So quick story. I used to work at this sushi restaurant. I was 17 years old, bro. Our family did not have much money. So for me, the opportunity to work at this sushi restaurant, I heard was really good. It's a busy restaurant. Well, they didn't just let me start making money. I was making minimum wage, even though I was going to be a server. Servers make tips. And I heard that the servers make 150, 200 bucks a night. I had to learn the menu, a sushi menu. I've never eaten sushi in my life. I had to know the menu without looking at anything. I had to know every single ingredient of every single roll before they would let me serve a table. Okay.
Right.
I studied that friggin' menu like my life depended on it, knowing that I wasn't going to make any money or get to where I want to go unless I did that. So when I did it and I got the job, the times that I thought about quitting, I was like, bro, I freaking earned this. There's no way I'm giving this up.
Right.
Right. So in the same breath, just that short little example, he had nothing to hold him there aside from the gifts that you gave him and the things like that. It was of no value to him. My thing, even if it's a referral, first thing I'm doing, I'm sending that form. Let me see what you're about. Okay. That's an easy thing to do. Hey, you got a friend? Text him the form. Let him fill it out. If you I don't want to fill it out. Well, he's clearly not somebody that's good for me. If he doesn't fill it out the day you send it to him, he could care less about you. But if he fills it out, hey, I'll get this filled out tonight. And at 9:00 it comes in. You could tell that he's that's the type of guy you want.
Yeah.
Right. Guess what? All right, cool. Let's do a quick phone interview. That doesn't take long. 5-10 minutes.
No, yeah. In hindsight, that was probably would have been better.
And then, hey, let's meet real quick in front of the coffee shop. We said that outside is a good place to meet. Let's just meet 30 minutes, see what he's about, see if he shows up on time, see what his values are.
Yep.
Get to know him for a second. I mean, these are small little things that really aren't much. Or do a Zoom. I actually started doing Zoom interviews, man. And
yeah, I did a bunch.
Yeah, I did a few, and they worked. But again, he had to go through a process. You didn't just give it to him. You said, all right, you're going to go through this process first.
Yeah.
Then when he gets it, it's earned.
Yeah.
So maybe he wouldn't have left. Now, I don't know. Again, I'm just being very hypothetical, just showing you in the future, if this happens, make it something that they can earn.
Yeah.
Make it something they
can.
earn. And then they'll value it, and they won't just give it up so easily, even if they get a $10,000 stimulus check. Yeah. Say, man, I freaking earned that job.
That's true. Very true.
In this case, I think it might have been the wrong guy. I think maybe you would have picked up on some of those cues, maybe, of somebody that doesn't value.
There were some things, but I mean, it's not something I couldn't work with.
Yeah. So I want you to be free. Remember, you're only 2 hires away, bro. Just 2.
Wouldn't that be great?
Wouldn't that be great? But it can be. So if you want, just next Tuesday, hit me up. Tell me how it went with the forms. I want to know. Craigslist. Get on Craigslist. After this call, real quick, I'll show you my Craigslist ad real quick again, so you can see it. And I think you're going to get some good applicants, Ryan. I really do. Fingers crossed. All right, bro. Was this helpful today?
Yeah, man. It always is. I love
bro.
talking to you. It's great.
All right, man. Let me just, I'm going to end this and we'll get started real quick. All right, bro. Cool. All right. Dripjobs CRM is finally here. That's right. So Dripjobs is an automation platform for contractors, home service professionals that's going to automatically follow up with your customers. It's going to allow you to send invoices, estimates. It's going to allow you to send out blast marketing emails to individuals based on where they are in the buying process. This software is next level. And I'm reaching out to you. You're a listener of this podcast, and I want you to be one of the first ones to give it a shot. So if you want to see what Dripjobs can do for your business, I'd love for you to head over to dripjobs.com, sign up for a free demo, and get your team involved, and let us sit with you and show you how powerful this software is. It's going to save you time. It's going to make you money, and you're going to love the features that are built into Dripjobs. So if you want to check it out, head over to dripjobs.com, and we will give you first priority, being a podcast listener, to be one of the very first to try out Dripjobs in your home service business. I'm super excited to share that with you, and I'll catch you on the next episode.